The habits that kids form in preschool, they can literally set the course for their entire lives. And that's no exaggeration. The way they learn about eating, about playing, about taking care of themselves in those first few years, that creates the whole foundation for their future well-being. And that's why this is such an incredibly important topic for anyone working with young children.
And that quote really says it all, doesn't it? This whole explainer is about understanding that groundwork, what it's made of, and how we can build it day in and day out. The skills and behaviors we help foster right now are what put these kids on a path toward a healthy life for decades to come.
So, okay, how do we actually do it? How do we build that foundation for a healthy life? Well, let's dive right in and find out. First things first, before we can even begin to teach specific habits, we have to establish something that is absolutely non-negotiable: the environment itself. A safe, supportive space. That's where all the real learning starts.
A truly safe space isn't just one thing. It's really made of three interconnected parts. It all starts with the physical environment, right? It has to be designed for kids to explore, but in a way that minimizes risk. Then you have active supervision, and I mean active. It's about being involved, not just being in the room. And finally, education. This is where safety gets woven into everything you do, from routines to conversations. When these three work together, you create a space where kids can really, truly thrive.
All right, so once we've got that solid foundation in place, we can start building on top of it. And our first pillar is all about teaching kids those fundamental health habits. The routines that are going to protect them for the rest of their lives.
Now, what's so interesting here is that you can see the natural progression of these skills. A 4-year-old? Yeah, they might know some of the steps for hand washing, but they need a lot of support. But by 5, they know more steps, and, crucially, they're starting to do it on their own. Our job is to guide them along that path, from needing help to making it their own personal habit. And why is this so critical? Well, here's a fact that just might blow your mind. Some germs, like the flu virus, can actually survive on a surface for up to 8 hours. 8. That one number just perfectly shows why consistent, good hand washing isn't just a suggestion. It's one of the best tools we have for keeping everybody healthy. So, how do we make it stick? Simple. You make it fun. Take this little song, for example. It's sung to the tune of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And the source material points out that if the kids sing it twice while they're washing, that's just about the perfect amount of time to get their hands really clean. It's a super playful way to turn a chore into a habit they'll actually remember.
Okay, let's move on to our second pillar, everyday safety. Now, here's a really important point. Safety education for little ones is all about building their awareness and teaching them safe actions. What it's not about is expecting them to be responsible for their own protection. That job always belongs to the adults.
And you know what? This kind of education absolutely works. Between 1987 and 2004, there was a 43% drop in unintentional injury deaths among children. That just goes to show you, when we combine education with preventative measures like car seat laws and safer playgrounds, we make a huge life-saving difference.
And just like with hygiene, safety skills develop over time. A younger preschooler, they're just starting to figure out how to follow emergency routines, like a fire drill, and only after a lot of practice. But an older preschooler, they can follow those same routines much more effectively. And the key word there is practice. Consistent drills build that muscle memory so that kids can stay calm and do what they need to do when it really truly matters.
All right, moving from safety drills to the lunch table, we've arrived at our third and final pillar, nutrition. And this is where educators have such a profound opportunity to help kids build a healthy relationship with food that can last them their entire lives.
And we see a really similar developmental path here, too. A 4-year-old, they know when they're hungry, and they know what foods their family likes to eat. But by 5, that awareness gets more sophisticated. They're not just saying what they like, they're starting to grasp the idea of healthy choices and what foods help their bodies grow big and strong. Now, for any educator or parent out there who has ever dealt with a picky eater, this next slide is for you. It can take up to 20, that's 20 exposures, before a child might even decide they like a new food. This is such a powerful reminder to just be patient. Keep offering new things, but without pressure, and remember that this is a completely normal part of growing up. So what's one of the best ways to encourage that exploration? It's this: family-style meals. Think about it. When adults and children are all eating the same food together, just chatting, it naturally models healthy habits. It creates this positive, low-pressure vibe where trying something new becomes a shared and maybe even fun experience.
Okay, so we have our three pillars: health, safety, and nutrition. But for these to be truly strong, to be truly lasting, they absolutely have to be reinforced at home. This isn't just a job for the school, it's a partnership. A consistent, respectful partnership with families is the glue that holds this whole thing together. So how do we build that bridge between school and home? Well, the key is communication. As you can see here, simple, practical strategies make a world of difference. Things like sharing info in a family's home language, inviting them to participate, and just being sensitive to different cultural values. It really is all about working together as a team.
And this is what brings it all home. After all the lessons, all the routines, all the partnerships with families, the most crucial point is this. The single most powerful tool an educator has is their own example. You have to walk the walk. You have to model the healthy lifestyle you want the children to live.
So, I'm going to leave you with this provocative question, which comes directly from the source material. It's a challenge, not just to teaching, but to reflect on ourselves. How are your own eating habits? And why is it so important for you to think about that? Because when we, as the adults, are mindful of our own habits, we become so much more authentic and so much more effective as guides for the children who are watching our every single move.